Hello everybody, and welcome back to the range. Tom here, and today we're doing a little easy build, I should say. A 66 Nova, and change out the paint a little bit, try a little bit of paint designs, change out the wheels, just give it a little bit of a different look. I've always liked the 66 Nova. I got one in my video, and I sent it to Keith, but let's head on down to the range, get started. Like I said, this is one of my favorite castings, and I've done one of these before. One of my first customs was actually a 66 Nova that I sent to Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and I really enjoyed it. Being an Army vet, and he was an Army vet, so I made it a racer. I had Army decals and stuff like that on it. I really like this casting. I didn't want to do any cutting or any kind of fab work to it, so I just did the basic, stuff for it. Just giving me some ideas, just to fill up my page with some videos, some standard videos before I come up with my next custom that I'm still kind of in the works on of what I'm going to do still. My last video was the Jeepers Creepers truck. Hope y'all really enjoyed that video, because I love making that. I got a couple builds coming up, and I'll show you the castings I got. We got the February 4 Horsemen build this month. So, I got a few builds under my belt. I got the Porsche build coming up. You'll see that one later on, and a few others. So, I'll talk to a few people that I need to talk to about that later. Just stay tuned for Jay's Diecast Creations with the Pink Slip tournament coming up soon. And I'm gonna make sure I do my best to keep track of it, just to see, whether I win or whether I lose. I don't care. Somebody's gonna get a good custom way. Either way I see it. I got possibly some castings coming in the mail, probably in the next couple days. I don't know yet. But, I'm trying to always find something to keep me busy, to keep my mind going and my creativity up to speed. And I've been looking around, at some of my castings, just seeing what I could come up with and seeing what I wanted to do. And I saw the Nova, and I was like, you know what, I want to do something. I want to change out the paint job, change out the wheels. I want to give it a different look. And, I love the camouflage look. So, that's kind of where I was going with it. Because, the camouflage, it can be, any pattern can be made into a camouflage pattern. They got the snow camo, they got the woodland camo, desert camo, different colors can, with the camouflage pattern, you can go any route with. I've done castings in the black, white, and gray colors, the red, black, and gray, or red, blue, and gray, red, white, and blue. I've done camouflage patterns in different styles. So, it's fun to do, honestly, It's a lot of taping, yes. And this is really the only modification I did to this car, was just add a little race wing onto it. I didn't really see the point. I kind of primered it. This sand tan was what I was using for a base coat, and I'm ripping off pieces of tape and just placing them random places. I just wanted to kind of spread it out, make it to where it just kind of blotched out in certain places. I didn't want to all be one color. I wanted to kind of spruce it up a little bit. I don't see many people doing camouflage patterns. I don't really you know, I don't really do much just paint jobs and the wheel swaps. I like to try to do custom work. And, you know, try to, like I said, spice it up a little bit. You know, I got this build coming up that I'm literally going to be rebuilding the interior, the chassis, everything. And, you know, I'm kind of just seeing where I'm going to go with it. I'm probably going to make it to where it has like a front steering. I might put like a big old motor in it or something. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with it yet. But let's just say I don't like how it looks now. You know, so I really want to change it up a little bit. You know, I got Maple Leafs Customs. You know, he's got a couple builds coming up. I got that Mini Cooper build from Diecast Graveyard coming up. And what you see here is, you know, I made up my own kind of green color. I tried to get it like an old OD green or something like that, so I don't know really if it worked well. I just know the final result, it actually made it look really good. And I mixed a lot of different color greens, and, you know, just to try to get as close to a military OD green as possible. You know, if I succeeded, I succeeded. If I didn't, I didn't. You know, I can't really do much about it. But, you know, I've always enjoyed doing the camouflage patterns on, you know, castings. And I kind of wish I had a little bit bigger tape. I could have made like some better, you know, patches, I should say. But, you know, I worked with what I got. And, you know, after I painted the green, I went over it with a jet black. Let that dry for a little bit. You can kind of see the pattern. And it looked really good, you know. And I wanted to mark off or tape off some of the camouflage pattern because I wanted to keep that in my video. I wanted to keep the car with that kind of pattern. So what I did was I just taped off certain areas, you know, that I wanted to keep the camouflage pattern. And you know, what I ended up doing after I got everything taped off, you know, got it the way I wanted it, I took a pearl black, a wicked pearl black from Createx, and just painted the rest of it. And honestly, I was really happy with the way it turned out. It looked really clean. The lines looked crisp. And, you know, this is the first paint job, well, first camouflage paint job I did with my airbrush. And I was really happy with the results because they actually exceeded my expectations on the actual pattern. And having, you know, the blacked out parts, you know, with the pearl black, and it made it stand out a lot better. So I was really happy with that. And yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing more camouflage paint schemes in the future. Just don't know what they're going to be on yet. But eventually they'll work out and I'll get it to where I want them. You know, I wanted the little wing I put on here, I wanted it left black, so I kind of taped off around it, you know. And I wanted some camouflage racing stripes. I wanted to do that with the camouflage. So I had different size tapes, as you see here, you know. What I wanted to do is I'm kind of patching up little areas that I didn't want painted black. And just was going over, you know, just making sure certain areas that, you know, I wanted taped off was taped off. You know, the trunk lid, you know, ended up being, you know, taped off because I was just going to have that completely camouflaged. You know, I have the hood that I'm kind of piecing together with the tape. Is there certain, I wanted to just make the hood kind of different colors other than the camouflage pattern. So I went ahead and taped off just the outline of the hood and ended up putting racing stripes over top of it with some really thin masking tape and, you know, some thick masking tape, but not too thick, because I didn't want the stripes to be like one single solid piece. But the way I did the front stripes is I just took the contours of the hood scoop that it had on there, and I just lined the tape up with the hood scoop, and it went relatively well. You know, I was really happy that the lines are straight. You know, I didn't have to do any retaping or repainting or anything like that, so everything was flowing perfectly the way I was wanting it to. You know, I kind of, like I said, I used the contours of the hood, and, you know, just to center the hood, and, you know, because I had a little centerpiece, a little line in the middle that kind of kept, you know, an idea of where the middle of the hood was going to be. So, you know, I kind of took the lines, flowed with on the roof, and just kind of followed it back. You know, and then what I did was, you know, after I got it to where I wanted it, that's when I took the thinner tape, and I just did it on the outside of the lines. I just did the outside with a little bit of the thinner tape, so it has a little bit of gap between the thicker and the thinner, so it gives it that like trim lines, I guess. And I was really happy with how straight everything turned out. You know, it looked remarkable. You know, it might be a little too much camo, but the way I see it, you can't go wrong with camo. You know, some women actually love guys in camouflage. Trust me, I know. But, you know, anywho, that's beside the point. You know, you see a couple of the castings I got hanging up at the top, and I'll kind of show a closer view of those here in a little bit. But, you know, I wanted to, you know, just kind of, I didn't really have to speed up a lot of this video because, you know, it was pretty simple. It was a pretty simple video, just something I wanted to knock out, just to get out there, and, you know, because I don't do much, you know, custom paint jobs, and, you know, I mostly do custom works. You know, here's a Porsche that I'm doing for Maple Leaf Customs, Porsche 911 GT3, you know, just one I had sitting around. I was trying to do something with before, and I just kind of left it alone. And then I got this Mini Cooper that I'm going to be using for that build, that diecast graveyard, the young man named Luke put out there. So this is the Cooper I'm going to be using. You know, I got this Montezuma. Man, I hate the look of this. I hate the wheels. I hate the interior. And this is the one I'm going to be completely reconstructing the interior. I'm going to redo the chassis, get rid of these ugly wheels. And I hate it. I really do. I got this 68 Dodge Dart, sorry, that I'm going to finish up. You know, because it's just been sitting around, and I just really haven't quite figured out what I want to do with it. You know, I got this combo trailer I'm going to use. Probably just going to just do something like that. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of up in the air what I'm going to do. But just giving you guys some ideas of what to look for on my next future builds. But next will probably be the Montezuma. And here's my 64 Impala. I'm going to be making another movie car build, the Cheech and Chong Love Machine, out of this. And, you know, I'd like to thank Ron from Somo Dicecast for sending it to me. I appreciate it. And here's one of my gassers. It's in the process, you know, the copper color stuff. Man, it took a week to get that stuff completely off of the interior, because I hated that color for it. You know, those are just some of the builds I got coming up. You know, let's take a look at what we started off with. Rake casting, premium 66 Nova. One of my favorite castings, one of my first customs that I did and actually sent to somebody. And he still got it to this day, as far as I know. But, you know, I wanted something a little different. something a little change up, the pace, because I've been doing a lot of these custom builds and stuff like that. But without further ado, here we are. See you next time at the range.